I'm Buck Holly with C&H Precision Weapons in Richmond Hill, Georgia. I spent 9 years in the Marine Corps. I got out, worked for a couple different military industry companies, primarily focused in weapons, night vision, etc. Worked for the government. A good friend of mine and I started C&H Precision Weapons. We founded it in 2012. 3 years ago, we moved from Florida to Georgia to be closer to more friends and family. Before we moved, a friend of mine that worked at Glock called and said, hey, we have this little part that we can't get or there's not available. Can you make a few of them? So we started making this Glock adapter plate for an RMR. I remember saying to myself, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why would anybody want to put a red dot on a pistol? And fast forward 6 years, and it is the only thing we do. The first time we made adapter plates, we made one. And we perfected it, like, okay, now we've got it down. How do we make more? Because there was a demand that we had an order for 6 or 10, a very small amount. So we set up one vise in one CNC machine and we made 4 of them at a time. And I remember thinking, man, this is incredible. We're making these little parts, but I don't see the demand for these. Fast forward today, we just put a new machine on the floor that will make 850 at a time. And I don't even think that will keep up with the demand. So there was a void in the industry, like who's gonna make a really good, rugged, robust plate? And that's where we came in. We've been making them for about 6 years. We know the science behind keeping a red dot on a pistol. And there's reasons that most pistols don't have screws. Screws do not go well with pistols and a reciprocating slide. So we have done a ton of research, done a ton of testing, and we've got it figured out. The science of keeping a plate on a pistol and keeping the red dot on top of it all has to do with thread engagement. Standard plates these days, most of them are about 100 thousandths thick. So you don't have enough thread engagement for a 632 screw to keep it on there for the life of the pistol. So we have patented a technology called it's a T-post, and our T-post sticks up through the bottom of the plate into the red dot, and it gives you over twice the thread engagement while still maintaining a very thin plate. And that's really the magic of our plate, is you can have a 100 thousandths thick plate, keep it as low as possible, but you might get 180 or 190 thousandths of thread engagement using our T-post design. So what we do on all of our designs is we leave a shelf of material in front of the red dot so that the red dot is pushed up against the material. It can't go forward and it can't go backwards. That's another trick to keeping a red dot on a plate. Our primary customers are people who are upgrading to a pistol to equip it with a red dot. So they've been shooters before, they've got several pistols that don't have red dots, and instead of taking those pistols, they just buy a new pistol that's optics ready, and they get on our website and they buy them. Probably our second highest demand is law enforcement agencies across the US, and now starting to pop up around the world. Right now, there are over 1,000 agencies, local, state, and federal across the US who are actively transitioning to red dots. And I would say that in the next 5 to 10 years, you will be hard pressed to find an agency who does not have a red dot program or has not upgraded their pistol. I would say in 10 years, everybody will have red dots on their pistols, just like everybody has a body camera and everybody has a taser. So the other part of our business that we stay quite busy with, is taking one of your old pistols and upgrading it for a red dot. And we call that direct milling. And it is actually probably a better mounting solution than using a plate. You're taking out several screws, you're taking out the plate, you're taking out basically one point of failure, or one possible point of failure. In direct milling, we take your slide, we take your red dot, the exact footprint, and we mill it into the top of your slide so it is absolutely the most perfect fit, and you're back in business and you don't need to buy another pistol. Our most common customer who has a slide upgraded will get on our website, they'll find their slide model, they'll pick out what options they're going to put on it. So all the different red dots have a different footprint. So you're going to pick, I have a Glock slide, I'm going to put a Trijicon RMR or a Hollow 7 407K or a Leopold Delta Point Pro. You pick that option. You pick out whether you want the entire thing Cerakoted or not. You hit the procure button, put in your credit card information, bling, you get an email. It gives you instructions. Take off your slide, take off your barrel, take all your stuff off of it, put it in the mail, send it to us. The average turnaround is 2 to 3 weeks. People buy plates from C&H because we are the industry leader. We are the gold standard. We've been doing this the longest. And it's because of our attention to detail and our commitment to making the best adapter plates and keeping a red dot on a pistol that is our main goal in life. We don't do this as a hobby. The people that depend on our plates, the people that we care most about are all of our customers, but specifically our law enforcement military guys. They're carrying this plate and it serves to protect their lives and protect the lives of the public. And if you're using inferior products to keep your red dot, this red dot will come off your pistol at the most inopportune time, which would be bad. So you just went out and spent $600 to $1,200 on a quality pistol. There's a lot of great pistols in that price range, and they're very reliable, and they are not gonna fail. You just went out and spent $400 to $600 on a premium red dot. They're not gonna fail either. So why would you spend 10 or 15 or 20 bucks for an adapter plate to save a couple dollars? We have poured our lives and our heart and our souls into making the best adapter plate on the market that stands up to the same or better quality than the optic that you just bought or the pistol that you just bought.